All right, welcome back. We are your Colorado real estate family, and we have a really interesting topic today because we are going to cover 4 of the most affluent areas here in Denver.
All right, let's go.
If it's your first time to our channel, Chelsea and Pete here, and if you're interested in moving to Colorado, Denver, or any of the surrounding cities, we're the couple that you need to know. So do yourself a favor, hit the subscribe button down below, notification bell. We put out 2 videos a week, guys.
Most importantly, if you are moving into Colorado looking to purchase some real estate, licensed real estate agent right here. We're helping you out with all your real estate needs. So many just like you who are watching this video right now. So we're gonna go and throw our phone number below. Right below right there. Give us a ring if you need anything in regards to real estate. All right, let's go ahead and dive into this video right now. So before we get started, real quick, we are not putting these in any numerical order whatsoever as far as the most affluent to the least affluent. We honestly, it's jumbled so much. So you got household income as compared to like your house prices. It's kind of mixed a little bit. So you really can't put one finger on it. We have one in mind that we're like, oh, this might be the most affluent area, but just kind of give you a heads up. We're not going 1 to 4 with 1 being the least or 4 being the best or anything like that.
Okay, so with the first one, we're gonna mention Cherry Creek. Where is Cherry Creek? We're going to use kind of this, where is this located in Denver, from downtown Denver. It's actually about 15 miles from Denver, about 20-minute drive. So how would you get there?
With no traffic.
With no traffic,
If
right.
you got traffic, everything changes.
Well, that's just anywhere you go in any of these areas. But you're going to take Arapahoe Street west, you're going to hop on Spear, and you're going to go all the way south until you kind of run into Cherry Creek. So very convenient to get to downtown Denver and not that far pending traffic, obviously.
And Cherry Creek, when we were growing up, it was always like the spot, right? Yes. It was like Colorado's like Beverly Hills. Everyone's like, ooh, you live in Cherry Creek, and the shopping there is insane. I think that's the biggest thing is their shopping is like makes it super bougie and stuff.
It's really amazing down there. I won't lie, I have a really funny story. I was super pregnant, and I went down with actually one of our real estate partners, Elena, down there to go shopping and catch some lunch and stuff. And I was having contraction, and we were walking like the wonderful. It had all these like bougie restaurants and just awesome boutiques, everything. And she's like, oh my gosh, if you have this baby right here, we're so far from home. Anyway, so like every time I think of Cherry Creek, I'm like, oh, I just remember being so pregnant. But they have the best restaurants down there. So here's another thing: if you're a family, they have A+ schools. It's actually like the 2nd best rated place to live, or for the school system and all of that.
So keep that in mind because there might be a little trend as we're going through these four cities when it comes to the schooling system. So.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, so what does the real estate look like if you're looking at purchasing a house in Cherry Creek? Well, the median list price back in July of 2022 was $1.31 million. So you better have some pretty good cash in regards to buying a house in Cherry Creek.
Yeah, so okay, let's talk about median household income. Yep. So it's a little under $119,000. So, you know, again, that's median household income, $119,000. So just a little shy of that. So that kind of summarized Cherry Creek. I mean, if you're looking for great shopping, awesome, like a lot of different restaurant
the houses
options.
there too. So there's a mix, and what we've experienced a lot here in the Denver metro area are scrapes. And in Cherry Creek, you saw you see some amazing scrape. They're freaking massive. Like you look at them, you're like, is that a house or is that an apartment building? And most of the time, it's a house.
Yeah, definitely something to check out. It is a super fun area, and there are so many things to do, and it's really nice. It's a very, very nice feeling area.
All right, now we're gonna move into our number 2 affluent area of Denver, and we're talking about Stapleton, or are we talking about Central Park? It's kind of bipolar. I mean, you could Google it both ways. This is the Stapleton area. This is where the old Stapleton Airport used to be, and so it kind of blew up as Stapleton, and now they're trying to turn it into Central Park, and so it's kind of depends on what you look at.
Already happened.
When I'm looking at my real estate stats, it's still under Stapleton, so it's just kind of, I think it's in transition. That's the best way to do it. Okay, it's transitioning from Stapleton into Central Park, but if you're looking to Google it, it's going to be either or. So.
Yes. So if you are kind of newer to Denver, this is something Denver does, okay? They find a new area, they blow it up, it becomes this new hot spot, and then they name it, like Low High Rhino,
Highlands,
Central Park, Highlands. Okay, so people always joke that people from Colorado, like, we have our own language, and that's because of these new up-and-coming areas, and Central Park is one of them, right? So Central Park is the new name for Stapleton. If you ask some of the locals, they'll still use Stapleton, and I always catch myself with our clients who are looking at that area, calling them Stapleton. They get so confused, but anyways, where is it? So this is really nice because it's actually only 11 miles away from Denver. Now, it's about 18-minute drive, so it's not that much shorter than from Denver to Cherry Creek, and again, add traffic times, but it's still recommending, instead of shooting straight across Denver and taking back roads, that you're going to take kind of I-70 east, I guess, over to Quebec, go south a couple blocks. That's going to be your fastest route over to Central Park. I'm going to try to get used to using Central Park.
We're going to have to go both ways. We're like, if we say Stapleton, just know that we know Central Park. If we say Central Park.
Yes, interchangeable. Okay, so tell us a little bit about the homes there.
All right, so on this one, we're going to do your median estimated home value, and you're looking at $846, so definitely a lot less than Cherry Creek. This area is a little bit more up and coming, though. You have a ton of medical professionals over here because just right over here, you have this medical campus, so they could live here and then commute over there. What's the medical campus?
Anschutz Medical.
Anschutz Medical Campus. She's a nurse, so she's the one who knows everything. But yeah, like I said, so you have a lot of medical professionals in here. It is still up and coming. There's a ton of construction happening. You have the light rail station that's going right directly in the middle of it. So this is an up and coming area, probably one of the newest areas that we're talking about in regards to affluent areas.
Okay, so let's talk about the median household income. So according to niche.com, it's going to be about $141,500. So $141,000, almost $142,000 for this specific area.
So that's interesting because Cherry Creek noticed that how the home values were a lot higher, where here they're lower, but then also you have a higher median household income here.
Yeah, but so I also think that's because we have a lot of medical professionals. Of course. And so anytime you get into the specialties, we start to see some of those incomes
Cherry Creek's
increasing.
like old money, right? So it's like you got like the old millionaires and
You're
stuff like that
living over
there.
I'm
totally getting darts. So that's what Cherry Creek feels like. It's like the old money, right?
He usually gets Boulder darts. He's getting Cherry Creek darts this time. We are not dogging on these areas. We actually love them. They're absolutely beautiful. But you know, Cherry Creek was like the hot thing all of our lives, whereas like Central Park's like the new hot thing.
Okay, they always have the tags, right? Oh, they have this tag of like best of this, best of that. This one is apparently the #2 best place to buy a house in Colorado.
So that's a big one.
Yeah, it is a big one. Yeah.
Okay, let's dive into number 3. And the number 3 most affluent area in Denver is going to be Wash Park. Now, there is no surprise that Wash Park is making like the top neighborhoods or most affluent areas here in Denver. So where is it located? It's actually the second closest neighborhood that we're going to talk about in Denver. So it's a quick little drive. It's, I would say, about what?
15 minutes?
15 minutes is all?
It's probably the quickest to get to, even though it's not the closest. It's the second closest one, but it's quickest to get to.
Yeah, it's about 5 miles is all. So, but it takes about 15 minutes because you're actually like in the inner city. So you're going to take Spear down, get off on University, and then just head west a little bit, and you're right there in Wash Park.
What are you going to pay for a house in regards to Wash Park? We're looking at $1.28 million median sales price in the Wash Park area, which is still, I mean, we're back up again, right? And so we had Central Park, which went a little bit lower. It's not quite Cherry Creek, but it's up there.
If we're looking at median household income, you're going to be about $166,000. So this is definitely the highest that we've seen in the 3 that we've talked about.
And so I was kind of reading something as well too. So apparently there's a ton of medical professionals who also live in Wash Park. Isn't like the Porter system down there probably Denver General or whatever. So
there's a lot right there.
There's a lot of medical professionals down there too. It's just an older area, and so you do still see some scrapes, some pop tops. We actually had some friends who did own a pop top in the area, and they have that huge park. So that's what it's kind of based around. Is you have Wash Park, lakes. We usually do a 5K there for pancreatic cancer, and so everyone kind of it's a gathering there. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You go there and people are just like walking, biking. You got crazy scooters everywhere and stuff, and so it's a huge recreational area.
Actually, it's kind of funny we talked about this. So the two neighborhoods that we've covered so far, Central Park and Wash Park, they actually do both have that park right next to them to kind of create that really outdoor activities. Everyone's running. Yep. You've got your dogs outside. There's events that are being hosted. Like you name it, these two have it right within their whole community.
I will say though, I think that Wash Park has the best walkability.
I agree.
To where you could literally walk from your house straight to the park. These other places you might have to take a quick little drive, or if you're on a bike or something like that. But since Wash Park, the park itself is in the center of this entire development, then people literally just like walk over, skateboard over, bike over, whatever they want to do.
Now the other big difference between Wash Park and say Central Park is all brand new, and so you're going to have the newer homes, whereas Wash Park you still have some of those really like renovated old Victorian, and of course you still have the scrapes and things like that. But if you're looking for an older home with all that character, Wash Park might be more for you than say Central Park.
Yep. A+, of course, right? And so it's also the number 5 best neighborhood to live in Colorado. Like I said, niche all those little different tags out there, but still in the top 5. Always good to know that it's a great place to live. The fourth and final affluent area that we're going to be talking about is South Park Hill.
Okay, so where is it? So this is also kind of one of those inner city areas, versus kind of some of the outskirt ones. And so you're actually just going to go straight east, and it's off of 17th. And so it's going to be the closest. It's only 4.5 miles, but because it's in the city and you're taking city streets, it's still about 15 to 17 minutes or so to get over there.
And just a little personal note, I hate driving in South Park Hill. It seems like it's a maze everywhere you go. The streets are super skinny. It's just not that great if you want to sit there and commute inside with a car of South Park Hill. Personal preference, like I said, it might not bother you as much as it bothers me, but every time I'm going down there, I'm like, South Park Hill. Gonna have to deal with the maze.
Then we go that way, to the lake! That way.
If you're looking at purchasing a house in South Park Hill, you're looking at a median home value of $1.06 million.
Okay, which is, I guess, the third lowest.
Or second lowest, yeah.
You're going the other way.
Yeah, I'm going the other way.
Okay, so second lowest. I'm just trying to give you a comparison on the 4 that we're talking about. Okay, so that means that South Park Hill is actually going to be the 3rd in line as far as price goes for homes, though. Yep. And so Cherry Creek, even after all these years, still takes
holds the best value for real estate.
The highest value. So that's pretty awesome. I mean,
it's that old money.
I'm telling you, Cherry Creek, it's hard to beat Cherry Creek.
Well, and they got some like badass, if you want to retire in Colorado or like, have your assisted living style, they got some sick assisted livings over in Cherry Creek.
Okay, I'm sorry, side note. I actually went to a lunch recently, and I cannot tell you how incredible the lunch was at an assisted. I was like, oh my gosh, like, guess I'm eventually turning over and I'm going over to Cherry Creek. So, okay, so median household income, it's $136,000. So, pretty comparable to the rest. Yeah, it's comparable.
Oh, yeah. If we base it on median household income, that's like 3rd in place because you got 1, 2. Yep. Should be number 3. And then we got to talk about that badge that Niche gave it, which is the number 2 best neighborhood to live.
Okay, if you've made it this far, guys, I'm so sorry that I'm sniffling. It is allergy season for me. Some of you guys have been reaching out, asking me a little bit about Colorado's allergies. We are kind of sneaking into fall. And so I'm so sorry if you're like, gosh, Chelsea, like, stop sniffling. Like, I really am surviving out here. It's just, it's a little bit of allergy season for me. So, okay, so we have talked about 4 affluent areas in Denver, all in which you have to see. So if you're coming by, let us know. We will put in a bunch of videos and things for you to check check out. If you have other things that you want us to check out for you in each of these areas, please let us know. Comment down below, call, text, email, however you prefer.
And of course, guys, we're going to throw a phone number below, right there. Bro. I feel like I sound like a bro. If you are looking at purchasing real estate in Colorado, we are the ones to call. We are the ones that are going to help you out with all your real estate needs. And until next time, we love you.
Bye.
Okay.
So it's actually about 10 miles. Nope. Okay. Like natives that we all have like this sling. No, slang. So talk a little bit about the home prices.
I already talked about home prices, didn't I?
You did? Okay, so let's just look down again before we stopped. Look into the camera. Outdoor.